What's up, everybody? This is Jose with Oakland Latinos United on here with Live with Jay. Actually, it's number 50. Damn it, I put it wrong. I put number 55, but I think I'm at number 56. So hopefully, if you're tuning in, I might have got that wrong. I'll fix it. But we're live. Let me double check real quick. Let's make sure I'm in the right one. God, I don't like getting stuff wrong. Yeah, it's number 56. It accidentally says number 55. But welcome to Live with Jay number 56, episode 56. Hopefully you guys are tapping in. Once we start getting more people in the in the room, we will get started and start talking about different things. Um yeah, on here on StreamYard again, Live with Jay number 55. Press the like button if you're joining in. Trying to see if we get more people in here. How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? Hopefully you had a good weekend. Just got back from San Francisco. I was out in Pier 39 with my homie. I bought me a poncho from Ecuador. You know what I mean? I like ponchos, but yeah, I got one from Ecuador out there. They all the little homies from like Ecuador, Colombia, Peru. They be selling out there. I guess that's where Rojo bought his out there, Fisherman's Wharf. But we were out there playing music for money, man. We were just fucking around jamming, kicking back at Pier 39. If you were down there, maybe you've seen us playing down there. But yeah, we was out in the city kicking back. Now I'm back home. I have a little bit of a cough. Buenas noches, ¿cómo estás, Armando Reyes? So I have a cough, man. So if I cough throughout this live, you know what I mean? This cough just came out of nowhere. I had it about a week ago, and then it went away, and it came back. So it's pretty bad today, but oh well, I'm still gonna do this live. So try to see if more people are gonna joining in. After a while, I'm gonna have a discussion about Latinos, raza representation in the media, and we're gonna talk about a show that's been screaming on. Um, yeah, I'm drinking some water right now. You feel me? I got some tea though. I'll drink some later. Um, but I wanted to talk about it. Well, not just necessarily about the show, but I wanted to use the show as an example. So there's a show on not YouTube on Netflix, and it's called Gentified. I don't know if you guys seen the show. I've seen the first season of it. I haven't had a chance to watch the second season yet, but I'm gonna get around to it. I just been kind of busy, and the show's called Gentified. God damn it, my bad. The show's called Gentified, and the show is basically about a Mexican family or Chicano family who lives in East LA in Boyle Heights, and basically it shows like about the changing around the community they live in, how it's getting gentrified, how the culture is changing, how there's hipsters and and gentrifiers moving in, and the culture's changing. They basically, I guess it's about a family that runs a restaurant, and for years it was basically a working class Mexican restaurant where raza, paisas, Mexicanos, Chicanos would go and eat. But because of the changing times, you're starting to see more hipsters and more people that are gentrifiers coming into their business. So they're being forced to change with the times, even though they don't want to. You know what I mean? But at the same time, me growing up in the Bay Area, I'm not from LA, so I can't speak on LA's gentrification, but I could speak on the Bay Area's gentrification because this is where I'm from. And the gentrification of Oakland, of the Mission District, of San Jose, it's something that a lot of us can relate to in many ways because many of us have seen those changes here where we're from. I've seen them right here in Oakland. I've seen them in the Mission District. You know what I mean? I've seen the culture switch. There's barrios that used to be barrios back in the days, and they're becoming more like hipster neighborhoods. So that's kind of the gist of the show, Gentified. And basically, the show, I was reading that it's going to get canceled by Netflix. Now, their reasoning for canceling it is because they say the ratings were low. You know what I mean? But I wonder sometimes. You know what I mean? I wonder sometimes because I just wonder about the represent. I'm just using that show as an example. That's not the only show, but I'm saying My point in is not whether the show is good, whether the show is worth watching. That's not my point. My point is our representation of raza, Chicanos, Mexicanos, Latinos in the media. You know what I mean? And why the media of the United States doesn't represent us. You know what I mean? And my whole thing is like, there's a lot of TV shows out there, a lot of movies, and you know, every time you watch a show, it's always a narrative between black or white. It's hardly ever raza in any of those spectrums or any of those TV shows. Almost hardly any. You know what I mean? It's almost like we're invisible. And the question I ask is, why is it there's not more representation of raza in the TV, in the media, when why shows like Hentified are being canceled even on Netflix? You know what I mean? When there's not exactly a lot of representation of our people out there. And, the funny thing is that Hollywood, where most of the movies and TV shows are made, are in the most raza city in fucking America, in LA, Hollywood area, Los Angeles County, where it's all raza. You mean to tell me you can't find raza in LA to be on your TV show, man? That's just suspect, you know what I mean? And to me, it's like there's always been this narrative, this black and white narrative. And when when they come out with movies, TV shows, oh, thanks, brother. They come out with TV shows and stuff like that. They never talk about us. You know what I mean? They don't represent us. They don't show us. It's almost like we don't exist to them. You know what I mean? It's always either black or white. And no offense to the black community, but I don't blame them necessarily because it's not their fault. Because the media is not controlled by black people. The media is controlled by white people, Jewish people. That's who controls the media. And I don't want to sound like some anti-Semitic, like the Jews. No, but that's kind of who controls the narrative. You know what I mean? In the media. So when it comes to raza, we're never represented. And when we have TV shows, they cancel them right away. You know what I mean? I mean, growing up, there weren't very many raza TV shows growing up that I could remember. You know what I mean? Very few movies that represented raza when I was growing up. We had what? American Me and Blood In, Blood Out. You know what I mean? Movies about gangbangers. We're always the cholos. We're always the gangsters. We're always the criminals. And that's fine and dandy. That is part of our community. But we're never seen as family men. We're never seen as educated people. We're never portrayed as productive people. And if we are portrayed, we're negative stereotypes. We're we're like low end laborers or whatever, you know what I mean? And that's what they represent us when they do represent us once in a great while. You know what I mean? And there isn't much representation of raza in the media, whether it be movies, whether it be TV shows, whatever, you feel me? And there's just no representation of our people. And we make up a large percentage of California, of Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and various states. We're a growing so-called minority. You know what I mean? I mean, growing up, the only shows I could remember, there was what? I remember when I was a kid, there was a show called House of Buggin'. You remember that show? You know what I mean? It was by John Leguizamo. That was a pretty funny show, and it got canceled. What other shows I remember? We had the George Lopez show. That lasted a few years. You had the Mind of Mencia, which was okay. I don't know if you like Carlos Mencia or not, a.k.a. Ned Holmes. Oh, shit, West Coast Graffiti. How you doing, brother? That's the homie down there down south, man. Thanks for tapping in, brother. I watch your shows all the time. Oh, yeah, Culture Clash. Culture Clash was actually from the Bay Area, from the Mission District. You know what I mean? But other than that, there weren't too many shows. And obviously, there were movies like I remember Standing Deliver. I remember La Bamba. I remember Blood In, Blood Out, obviously. I remember, oh, shit, Movimiento Hispano. What's going on, brother? I remember shows like movies like, obviously, Blood In, Blood Out, American Me. And And there was a few other shows that represented raza. But what I'm saying is like, am I vaccinated? Yeah, I'm vaccinated. But but I got a really bad cough today. But basically, when it comes to TV shows, there's just not very many out there. And I don't know if you like the show Hentified or not. I mean, it was a cool show. I've seen it. I kind of like. I could relate to it in a way because a lot of what I seen in that show is going on in the Bay Area, like the gentrification of the Bay Area. You know what I mean? Movimiento Escuela says we shouldn't seek them to include us, so we should complete platforms that represent ourselves. We don't need to be included in cosas ajenas. I agree. You know what I mean? And that's true. You know, that's going to be one of my points. Right now, I'm just speaking on why we're not represented. And, you know, put it in the comments. Why do you think we're not represented in the media, in movies, in TV shows, in talk shows? You know what I mean? When Hollywood is in motherfucking LA, in the most raza city in in the United States. You know what I mean? But these motherfuckers can't go to a barrio and hook up people. You know what I mean? Even in the Bay Area, when it comes to raza in the Bay Area, we almost get no representation in the Bay Area. Whenever they make movies about the Bay Area or anything out here, bro, we're hardly ever mentioned. Like we don't even exist. You feel me? And I ask myself why. You know, why is that? You know, we're not marketable in a manner that fits their agenda. I agree. And you know, like I said, it's a black and white narrative. You know, and that's all they show. I grew up on more black TV shows than I did anything of my people. Feel me? We're because they want us to be entered the Mexican docile. And yeah, Charlie with the handouts. I agree. There can only be plaza bosses. It's either going to be Gringo World or a Raza World. So this comes to my point. And Movimiento Hispano brings up a good point. Raza del Sol brings up a good point. Why? God damn it, I got a cough. Sorry. Why is it that we're not represented? And yes, why does it always seem like we're asking for a handout? Let me get the sombrero again. Sí, señor. Please let me on your movie. I want to be on your TV show, eh? You know what I mean? Why is it we have to be like that when there's enough of us to start our own? You know what I mean? Our own platforms, our own TV shows. You know what I mean? And God damn, no se quiere estar. Pero, you know, we need raza to start building on their own. I think YouTube is pretty cool because here we've built a platform. You know what I mean? And I agree with American Cholo. American Cholo has said that we have to hit them where with their pocketbooks. You know what I mean? We have to, you know, not support, you know, their shows and their Netflix and networks. You know what I mean? We got to hit them where it hurts, and that's what's going to wake them the fuck up. You know, one thing I could admire about the black community back in the days, they were loud and boisterous because, let's face it, African Americans were portrayed in a horrible light in the old media. I'm talking about before the 1960s. You know, blacks were usually shucking and jiving and like, hey, how you doing, boss? And making stupid faces. That's basically what black representation was in the media before the 1960s. And black people made noise and they got better representation. You started having shows like Sanford and Son. You started having shows like the Jeffersons and all the shows that a lot of us grew up watching. You know what I mean? So it does take people to make noise. It does take people to hurt people's pocketbooks. It does take people to organize and create their own shit. You know what I mean? And then the thing that gets me is a lot of the raza people in Hollywood, why aren't they making more noise about it? The Edward James Olmos, you know, the George Lopez's of the world, you know, the America Ferrera, who's she's actually a cacacha from Honduras. She's the one that did the show Sanctified, who directed it. You know, they should be making more noise. Not just them, a lot of the other Puerto Ricans and Chicanos and raza that's in the media. Why aren't they making more noise? You know what I mean? Why aren't they pounding for these changes? I know if I was in Hollywood and I was an entertainer, bro, I'd be fucking mad. You know what I mean? I would be making noise. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. American TV is not our friend. If anything, it's a tool used against brainwash, subvert our values and cultures. Look at the big shows, they deter from reality scrubs. You could have to go lucky. It wasn't just black people speaking out for white people supporting them. As Latinos, we don't see eye to eye. We compete. We can't play the black card, though. They should be making more noise, but they are not in their house. So, one thing that I will agree, a lot of people say that Raza, we're not united. And in many ways, that is true. You know what I mean? Look at just between the North and the South, North and South. We can't see eye to eye on that because of politics. Look at between Latinos like Mexicanos, Salvadoreños, you know what I mean? Nicaraguenses, Hondureños, Guatemaltecos. You know, we don't even get along within ourselves. You know, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, you know, Colombianos, Peruanos, Ecuadorianos, whatever. You feel me? It's like we have to be more united. You know what I mean? We have to be more of a force to be reckoned with. And I really believe that. You know what I mean? So I want to invite some people to join. If you guys want to join, please don't come on here with fucking nonsense and putting dick pics and stuff like that, like some of these weirdos did last time. So I'm going to leave a link down there for the StreamYard. If you want to join, feel free to go on that link and we can have a better discussion about it. You know what I mean? No trolls, no haters, no pendejos. You know, serious conversations, no ignorance either, bro. So, what are some that Raza on the same page on? We all like the same music in many ways. We all like music. We all like food. You know, we like each other's food. We like Mexican food. We like Salvadorian food. Everybody loves pupusas. You know what I mean? We love each other's music. I mean, across the board, Mexicanos love cumbia, merengue, even though those styles aren't from, you know, Mexico. You know, other people like corridos and bandas. So, I mean, a lot of things, you know what I mean? Nuestro problema es que tenemos mentalidad de indio, pasamos nivel de tribu de no imperio, necesitamos ver el mundo nivel imperio. I can see what you're talking about. But yeah, if anybody wants to join, I put the link. If you guys didn't get it, you act like Paisas don't hate on Chicanos. I mean, yeah, that too. There you go. Oh shit, Raza del Sol. Hey, what's up, Raza del Sol?
What's up, hey? I'm gonna get in this thing situated. I'm in my car just chilling, you know.
That's the homie from the
Okay.
evil side of Sanjo.
Hey, what's up, hey? Big E's,
Yeah.
you know.
So how you liking this discussion?
Hey, big gracias for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, hell yeah. I wanted you to come on here because we've talked about certain things like this before.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
so
Definitely.
what's your take on this?
My take on it is well, it's kind of a trip that you brought that up. I know I did reach out to you. You know, and I don't want to talk too much on my record. I want to talk about the issue, but uh, I just released the record, and part of it was just kind of highlighting Ruben Salazar, but from a different perspective. Um, and the perspective being, what do you call it? If you notice, after when Ruben Salazar was a hell of character, you know, he was Mexican born, identified as Chicano. He was bilingual, and he had his hands and feet and heart. You know what I mean? In English, mainstream English and mainstream Spanish newspapers and TV. He was
So he was part of the
assassinated
media
by
making
the
changes.
LA County Sheriff,
Yeah.
and then after he was assassinated, if you notice, the Chicanada has virtually disappeared from both English and Spanish mainstream media.
Yeah.
And I think that without a doubt, we are a threat
Yeah, we
because
definitely are.
of
I
our
agree.
historical reality, our numbers. You feel me?
Yeah, man. We're the sleeping giant, like they say. And Armando Reyes is joining us. He's from South Central LA, homie down south, who's
Thanks
joining
for
us.
having me.
But yeah, it's what's your take on this, real quick, Armando?
I agree with him as well. You know, if you look at Salazar and his background, you know, he was up there. You know, he was the epitome of raza, if anyone who
Mhm.
can speak on the struggle and you know of the gente. But the media didn't want that, you
Yeah.
know. And a lot of he was harassed by the LAPD and by these media outlets, and they would tell him like, this, your content is not for the people of the barrios, you know. It's just riling them up. His content is riling all the Mexicans up, and that's what the media doesn't want. And they're aware of that. People who are in power are aware of this. The media is aware of that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, and tell me a little
yeah,
bit more about the
definitely.
album real quick before we change the subject, Rasa.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, I've been had a group, a label and a group by the name of Baby Cuffs. They're a Chicano soul group Harmony. You know, they're from San Juan, from the Bay Area.
Is that what
And
Gilberto?
Gilberto, yeah, from you know,
Yeah, I know
he's
Gilberto.
back and forth from Frisco and Oakland. Yeah,
Yeah, I know that.
and
I know that, homie.
yeah, he's talented, hella talented.
Yeah, he is.
For sure. Yeah, talented. He's always back and forth to Mexico. He taps in with the indigenous community. He does the Spanish and English music. Hell of a talent right there. But
Yeah.
we released a record called "How Could I Right All My Wrongs," and it's it's not your average oldie. It has more of a psychedelic sound. And so
Okay.
what I wanted to do was kind of broaden that, you know, and not just sell it like a record or sell it like a song. Utilize that sound to educate our people, to incite thought, movement, and so I used it to specifically, you know, kind of describe the 60s and 70s when there was a lot of psychedelics being used. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The music, the culture, and there was all this movimiento going on at the same time. But I wanted to uplift Ruben Salazar for sure, and kind of like a historical perspective, because I really truly believe that we have been, because here's what I think about it. I don't think it's so much that we are a sleeping giant. I think it's the government that chooses to have the media to sleep on us as a giant because they know we're a giant. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I
agree.
mean? Go ahead, because I'd like to hear what you said. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. You know?
No, yeah, I definitely identify with you, Rasa. You know, I think we're on the same page on that topic. You know, I think the media is aware of
Mhm.
that, what us as a gente are capable of, and you know, they're afraid of that. Honestly, they're aware of that, of the power
Yeah,
that we have. We are a sleeping giant, you know, and they do anything to make sure they don't put someone up on the pedestal that'll go back to the ideologies of Ruben Salazar. You know?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's what's missing in today's world. Are people like Ruben Salazar, or people that just weren't afraid to push the grain. You know what I mean? And you know me, bro. I don't give a fuck. That's why I talk about these things because I'm not afraid, bro. And I'm tired of being fucking afraid,
right.
or even if I offend someone, sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And sometimes you got to make
Yeah,
people uncomfortable for them to realize. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's like people like me. I've been realizing this stuff for years, but I never had a platform to talk about it. But now we do have platforms, all of us, and we could talk about these things and make people aware of it.
right,
You know? And if that means
right.
people boycotting, if that means people not supporting TV shows or whatever, you know what I mean, or just the media in general, you know. And
Right.
my whole point is we're just not shown out there, and it's almost like we're invisible. And to me, the irony, like I said, that Hollywood is in LA, bro, in the most Mexican Latino
Yeah.
city in the United States, and
yeah.
they still don't show
I mean,
Latinos on.
you said it best earlier, eh? Like you said it best earlier, eh? Like that's a big flag because the minority is not even. We are not a minority.
No,
You
not
know,
anymore.
we are not a minority. You know, we are a majority. Now we're the biggest majority. That's we could come to debate on that, but we are a majority. You know what I'm saying? So to not have us reflected in the media as we should for our numbers to compensate for those numbers, that's a motherfucking issue, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's a fucking problem. That cannot be uh by design. That is by design. You know what I'm saying? It can't be
yeah,
no other shit. You know, because we, you know, it's like you know, it's funny. I watch Rhodium Radio a lot, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I hear a lot about how rappers aren't being allowed, or they haven't been given the same opportunities in the rap game. And
yeah.
I think a lot of people, they beat themselves up. You're not good enough. You sound too Chicano, yada yada yada. You could say all that, but like I know from experience. I'm not really in the rap thing. I'm in the oldies thing. And look, we made our own fucking platform, and now motherfuckers is coming up out the woodworks with this shit.
It's
You know
like
what I'm
me, bro.
saying? So,
It's like me. I'm
you
into
know,
Colombian music. I built the fucking Colombian
hmm
music scene in Oakland in the Bay Area, bro. Me. I didn't go
right?
looking for nobody. I did my own thing, and we built something out of it.
hmm
You know?
Built something out of it, and I mean, so it's like I think that's all it is. It's like there's no way it cannot be by design and shit. You know what I'm saying? That the
Yeah.
raza ain't our issues, our faces. You know what I'm saying? Things that we could relate to. Because the thing is that, like, it's always funny to me when people talk about inclusion, when we are for the numbers we haven't been included. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know who's more diverse than us, because we got the homie Negro, we got the homie Chino, and we got the homie Güero. You know what I'm saying? So how fucking
Yeah.
diverse you want to be and shit? We about as diverse as it can be in any culture,
That's
any nationality that's out there.
that's
You
the
know?
irony about Raza. We're like that whole Raza Cosmica thing. We're a mixture of everything, bro. We're the indigenous, we're
Yeah,
Spanish, we're black, we're
definitely.
everything, bro. It reflects in our music. Look at our music. Look at
Yeah.
Latin music.
Right.
It's African, it's indigenous, it's Spanish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just
Right.
it's like
Right.
we're a reflection of it, and I think you're right. I think some people are afraid of that because if you ever noticed, this country has always been afraid of mixed people. Have you ever noticed that? But yet in Latin America,
Yeah.
no one gives a shit if you're mixed. It's not a big deal over there, and we
Right.
come from we're
Right.
indigenous, but we also come from a mixed people as well, and I think that's a threat to this
Yeah.
country in many ways because
Right.
we,
I think
yeah, we're
that's a good point. They might be afraid of our diversity, because we could actually move and groove in different markets, different
yeah,
Yeah.
audiences, different
yeah,
people that speak different languages. You feel me? We're not
exactly.
restricted to one little thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? We could fuck with the cumbia and the oldies. We could fuck with
yeah,
the funk and the mumble rap. If that's your thing. It's not my thing, but it might be yours. We could do
yeah, yeah,
that. Not
yeah.
everyone could do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we like rock. Look at how many Raza are into rock. Look at it in
Gilberto.
Mexico City. There's hella punks in Mexico
Yeah.
City. There's
Yeah.
hella Raza that's into
Right.
reggae. There's hella Raza that's into a lot of things, bro. And we
Right.
do it good, bro. That's the thing. We don't do it messed up. We do, even if we do something from another culture, we always do it good in our own way. We're talented
Right.
people, bro.
Right.
And it's a shame that our talent is not put out there, bro. And it's not talking about being mainstream and selling out, but it is like suspect that they don't show us
Yeah.
out there. They don't put anything about us or anything negative, positive. I mean, and when they do put something out, it's negative or it's like we're always gangbangers, we're always criminals, we're always pendejos, or
Right.
we're like farm workers or something like. And yeah, that's all part of our community, but there's more to it than that.
There's more to it. Yeah, like I'm the same way. Like, I don't have an issue with those things. It's not, as long as it's not on no fake shit. I don't have no issues with those things. Those things are reality, but that's not all of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I'm not talking about, like I was telling that dude, Movimiento Hispano, I'm not talking about begging like Hollywood to put us on, but I'm talking about make Hollywood afraid of us for sure. Put pressure on the media for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
Hmm.
talking about. Put pressure. Hector, one thing I agree with American Cholo. He said it before, and he said it pretty good. He said, when you hit their pocketbooks, then they listen. He's something of that effect, bro. And we have the power to do that as Raza, bro, because we support TV shows, we support Netflix, we support movies and stuff like that, and music, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, Raza, we're the biggest consumers of oldies, which is old school R&B black music, bro. You know, if it wasn't
Yeah.
for Raza, a lot
Yeah.
of that music went into obscurity.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it
Yeah.
100.
It's true.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
Right.
Look at I don't know if you guys are familiar with who RBL Posse is. They're an old rap group from San Francisco that don't give me no Bama or weed. We don't smoke that shit in the
Yeah.
SFC.
Yeah.
I know you guys know that. Even
Uh-huh.
the black singer, the dude of that group, he's a black dude from Hunters Point. Even he said in an interview, if it wasn't for cities like Stockton and Modesto and Salina, cities where there's hella raza, you know, that's where we make the most money and that's where we do the most shows. Because the people, the raza in those towns support. He said that they don't even get that kind of support in the Bay Area anymore. So it's just an example I'm using
Yeah.
of the power of our
Yeah.
people.
Let me speak on that.
Right.
Yeah.
If you look at hip hop and G funk and all that, I think Raza is the one that's keeping all that up afloat. Because look at G funk and how all that started with the funky bass lines and the and the box talking and this and that. You don't
Yeah.
see that in hip hop and rap anymore. You see all the Chicanos doing that. Using the
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
box and all that. That's
Exactly.
the original recipe for the G funk and the hip hop. That a lot of that same ingredients aren't held now in today's day and age in music.
And even Zach and Roger and them, they've collaborated with Chicano rappers and with Chicanos out there because they know that's the people that
Yeah,
support a lot of that music.
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like our people
Definitely.
support a lot of
Yeah.
things, bro.
It's true.
We can make or break a lot of things. We don't realize the power we have. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just that's why I wanted to have the discussion because I just wanted to make people aware that this is going on. And you're not being represented out there in the media or in music many times. Yeah, there's some people. Obviously, there's what's that thing? What's the term I want to say? There's exceptions to the rules, but for the most part, let's keep it real. The media is black and white in this country for the most part. You know what I mean? And there's no room for diversity. And I ask myself, why is that? And I think it's a fair question. And it's like
Right.
it's like
Right.
some people don't want to open up that can of worms because they say it's being racist or it's being anti this. It's not about being anti this or racist. It's about just calling out like, hey, look, we're not being represented. We're here. And what gives? Why aren't you not even having at least a Latino
Right.
character in TV shows? It's not a stereotype,
Right.
And
Right.
that's
Right.
all I'm saying.
And I agree with what you said earlier. I agree with what you said earlier because it's obviously it is a black and white dichotomy, but we're not here to point no fingers at the black man or black woman because they
Right.
don't own even BET itself. BET is owned by white people. You know what I'm saying? All these TV stations and major labels are owned by white people. So
Exactly.
yeah,
those are, and we're not here to point the finger at white people either, but maybe more so the powers that be, that whole power, the structures of power. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what we're more so talking about. That has went out of their way not to include us. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Like I was saying, the media is controlled by white people, and like I was saying, look at the way black people were portrayed in the media before the 1960s. Really, I mean, they were just like buffoons. They were like, smiling and always looking stupid all the time, and like talking like, "Yeah, boss, how you doing? I'm finna go get some chicken." Literally, that's what they were portraying. Black people.
yeah,
I mean, and then Raza, they were portrayed as like these dumb, like docile campesinos, like, hey, how you doing,
Sí,
senor?
señor.
yeah. I think the
Yeah.
epitome of that representation. You can see that in cartoons with Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Like I was watching that not too long ago, and I was like, "Wow, this is what people thought of Raza in the '60s." It's ridiculous.
Yeah, basically. And if you look at old movies like from Hollywood back in the days when there was Raza, they were always portrayed as like there were a lot of cowboy movies, so they were portrayed as the bandidos, as these bad guys, these
Yeah.
bad Mexicans, and that's basically the image that a lot of people had about us. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's frustrating, bro. And I just think it's a discussion that should be had. You know what I mean? And That's why we're here, because I'm not afraid to discuss about these things and make people uncomfortable, because sometimes you got to make people uncomfortable in order to make changes. And I feel I feel that us as Raza right now, with YouTube being to our access, is one of the biggest things that could have happened to Raza, bro, because it
Yeah.
gives us an opportunity to have a platform and talk about things that normally would probably never be talked about nor heard by anybody out there. And
Yeah.
we're
Hmm.
reaching out to millions, bro, all across the country. And
Yeah.
that's basically why I'm happy that there's a Chicano YouTube scene now. At one point, it was non-existent too. I was like one of the few Chicanos on YouTube doing anything before all these other channels blew up, And I think that's a start. And I think with us in YouTube, we have the power to change things, discussing about these things and making people aware of it, you know. But yeah, man,
Right. Right.
Hollywood is a trip, bro. Hollywood is a weird
And
place.
without a way that's watered down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because sometimes, like certain outlets out there, you just water down the fuck out of us, man. And it's really, it's for me, it's just whack. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But we need to be represented the way we would like to be represented, the way we see ourselves, and the way we want to be heard, tell our own stories. You know what I mean?
So let's talk about music real quick, because we did talk about the media a lot. So what about our representation in, let's just say, hip hop music and like Chicano music, like R&B? Like there's Chicano R&B artists, hip hop as well, and other genres. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of rockeros that are Chicanos too. What do
Yeah.
you think our representation in music is like in this country as well? Do you think we get our fair share, or do you think we're also kept back from that as well?
I think it depends. I mean, if you look at rock and metal, because I'm a rock and metal fan. If you look at Robert Trujillo from Metallica, he's Chicano. He's a bassist. And
Okay.
everybody loves him.
Yeah.
So I think we're out there, but we're not. They're not shining the spotlight on us. On individuals.
Yeah. What about as far as like Chicano
Yeah.
rap? And I know Raza del Sol can speak on this one a little more. Like like Chicano rap from from Northern California, or even SoCal, just in general, bro. Just Raza rap, hip hop artists in the Raza world.
Well, I would say like we do not exist in the mainstream without a doubt. There's no mainstream hip hop Chicano artist. Maybe like Baby Bash, he had his time and stuff like that, but I don't think there's really been a mainstream any Chicano that has crossed over into mainstream hip hop. I don't think that's happened before. I know what does happen because if you go back in time, like they used to label black music as R&B.
Yeah,
That was a sort of front to say this was race music or this was black music, but it was a way to segregate them, so they weren't allowed to be in the mainstream. What I think white folks didn't expect, or white executives in the music business didn't expect, is for R&B to be pop. So once it became pop, it became part of the mainstream. What I do notice is what happens a lot with quote unquote Latino artists, you know what I'm saying? Is they'll put the genre of Latin. And so once it's Latin, it's segregated from the mainstream just based on your
yeah,
race.
yeah.
You could have
Kind
hella
of like
good
hip hop.
numbers and everything. Right. And
Yeah, hip hop. If you're like
only
a
difference is hip hop
Chicano
is
or whatever.
right. And so, like, even though we make use these terms like Chicano soul, Chicano rap, or whatever, but really, uh, we're basically saying, okay, we're Chicano, we're raza or whatever. We do it our own style, but we don't want to be segregated. We want to be part of the mainstream.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
unfortunately, um, like say Latino pop artists, not hip hop, not soul or anything like that, but Latino pop artists, they always get segregated to that Latin category, so they won't. Their commercials won't be on the same commercials as everybody else. Their music won't play on the same stations as everybody else, or even on the same Spotify playlist or whatever. Because of that Latin thing. So we're definitely still being segregated. You know what I'm saying? In the music industry for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's the Grammys, and then you have the Latin Grammys. Isn't that a
Latin
thing?
Grammys.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Which there should just be a Grammys, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they should.
Why aren't we all under the same motherfucking roof?
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Cypress Hill made it big. They kind of were able to break through the mainstream.
Yeah,
right.
But
I think
they're a
because
whole nother story. I think
they fought against the Latin category. There's a good interview with them, and they said we do not want to be put in the Latin category. Don't put us in as Latin rap or anything. Like, we want to be just rap and stuff like that. And that's how they were able to kind of
also San Francisco rapper Mr. Key. I don't know if you remember him. He also said that he didn't want to be put in that category as well.
Right.
You remember him? I know Russell that Soul might remember who I'm talking about.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
You know, old school.
But you know what? Where the struggle is. You know what the struggle is, though. I think there's a struggle that, there's like a struggle with artists. Like, do I maintain my sort of Chicano, Raza, Latino sort of identity in my music? And still be able to make mainstream, or do I have to give that up in order to be mainstream? And it would be great if we could just be ourselves and be a part of the mainstream. And that's where the real struggle is. You know what I mean?
Do you think, do you know who Snow the Product is? I think she's from San Jose. Have you ever heard of her?
I had heard that. I had heard of that. I heard about that. Yeah.
I think I might have heard. She's probably young, like 17 or 18.
I'm just wondering if she was able to tap into the mainstream without being labeled a Chicana rapper, because I see her out there a lot in a lot of different interviews and stuff. You know what I mean? So maybe there are some people that break that mold.
She has that potential for sure.
Yeah.
She has that potential. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she does, but the el pedo es que we're not in our casa. That's the thing. I don't think Raza is understanding. Like, that's not our house. The media that we're all involved in and that we contribute to, that's not our house. So what we have to do is just like there's a Grammy and a Latin Grammy, we have to remove ourselves from all that and create our own categories and our own platforms, and just start pushing product and start pushing work, start making content.
I think if there is some sort of Latin Grammy or stuff like that, it should be ran by Raza. If there were to be something like that, like Raza run it, because obviously the Latin Grammy is probably not ran by Raza either. I guarantee.
No.
But
that's the thing, though, because that's not our house. That's not our house.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I agree with that, because it's. Go ahead.
I said, what do we do, fellas? How do we change all of this? You know what I mean? What is gonna bring the change? Because that's what I like to bring it as. What's gonna bring the change? Is it gonna be?
I think Armando makes the best point. Armando has it on point.
Yeah.
What he said.
That Selena was killed when she was about to cross over. That was another one that was gonna cross over, and then she got killed, which is unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
Really
all we can do is we can
maybe it was the man,
Maybe. Look at Richie Valens, bro. Richie Valens was crossing over.
Yeah.
And he died at 17 years old.
What happened?
17 and he died, bro. That's fucking sad when you think about it.
I was just watching him and Chuck Berry. Richie Valens and Chuck Berry used to play gigs with each other, and Chuck Berry actually was sponsoring Richie Valens. And I was watching this show on YouTube, but the whole gist of it that I got was basically that they saw Chuck Berry and Richie Valens as entertainers and nothing more. That's all they saw him as an entertainer.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It is what it is. It's just entertaining. It's like, but it's your turn. Richie, go ahead.
And if people I always tell people the real king of rock was Chuck Berry, bro. Not Elvis Presley.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for
For
sure,
sure.
for sure. I
He was
agree.
he was one of the founders of rock, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
was. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was. You know what?
but
Selena's an interesting topic because I don't think it's talked about enough. But if you really like hear her story, she never really, did her dad really want to do like cumbia or quote unquote Latin music. What they really wanted to do was R&B, soul. You
and
know,
rock
that's
too.
really what they wanted to do, but they were never allowed in that door because it wasn't their house. And so
Yeah, yeah,
they try to build them up and build up their own name. And even when they hooked up and they got that good deal that they got that made Selena who she is now,
yeah,
right? You know, they had to cut off. It was no longer Selena y los Dinos. It was just Selena. So that was
yeah,
already kind of doing the Richie Valens thing. You know what I'm saying? And they promised her,
Yeah.
they said that they kept on saying, we're going to get you an English album. We're going to get you an English album, a full English album. You're going to cross over. But it never happened. And who really even knows if it was going to happen? They might have been bullshitting her and just wanting to keep her as a Latin artist because they supposedly, according like to the movie and everything like that, they kept on like giving her false promises. We're going to do it. And then finally, when it comes down, well, no, we got to keep you as a Latin artist and stuff like that. So she was never able to cross over. And who knows if she was ever gonna do it. You know what I mean? But they were for sure holding her back from doing that, you know?
yeah. I feel it. Somebody said Santana was
Mm-hmm.
another artist who made it big and crossed over and went global. What do you think?
Well,
That is
I'll
true.
say something
That
about that
that is true.
because
Go ahead.
I don't know. Santana is a whole. I think it's a whole nother game. Because he's into the whole spirituality thing. Like
Yeah,
I'm a huge Santana fan. I play guitar myself, so he's in the whole spiritual realm. And I think even him, he's all about. He's Latino himself and Chicano, but I don't think he pushes that so much. He's
yeah.
all about spirituality and human beings and oneness, and love.
Well, he was a
You know,
hippie from San Francisco, bro.
yeah, I get it. I'm a hippie too. I hug trees and shit.
Yeah. Hey, that's another thing, bro. And Raza Sol might agree with me. That whole Chicano sound that everyone emulates started in the Bay Area, bro. The whole Malo, Santana, the whole
Oh, that's
Tower of
true.
Power,
Yeah.
that whole sound from the Bay Area.
Who would you say,
Yeah, that is
Oakland?
definitely
Who would
true.
you say that kind of made that sound before Santana and before Malo and before El Chicano that you know of?
There,
I would
there's
say the
one guy.
Malo musicians.
Who? Who's that? Who's
It's
that?
his name is Javier Batiz.
Javier
Javier
Batiz.
Batiz, because originally Santana was from TJ,
Oh
and
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah,
got
yeah.
schooled by
Oh
Javier
yeah.
Batiz. And if you listen to Javier Batiz's early recordings, it was like a very unpolished what you now hear from Santana.
How do you
Santana
spell?
just got game and did it better.
How do you spell his name? His last name?
Javier Batiz. So technically, it started in Mexico, but it flourished in Frisco, right there in the Bay. Yeah,
What
What
was
was
his
his
mm-hmm.
last
name?
name again?
What was his last name?
Batiz,
How you-
Batiz.
Oh, Batiz.
Oh, okay. It
Yeah.
Yeah,
kind
but
of
Jerry
reminds me of
Garcia
Joan
was not a
Baez.
Latino. Jerry Garcia was like a Spaniard or something, or a descendant of Spaniards, something like that. But I don't think he spoke Spanish or anything like that.
What about Jose Feliciano?
Hmm.
That guy, Jose Feliciano.
Oh, Puerto Rican dude?
Was he Puerto Rican? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know he
Yeah,
made
he
the
was
song,
Puerto
I
Rican. He
Want
was
to
either
Wish
Puerto
You a
Rican or
Merry
Cuban.
Christmas.
What about Joan Baez? I think Joan Baez was
Oh, yeah.
Hispanic.
I've heard about her before.
Yeah, she's a great singer.
Also, Linda Ronstadt. Linda Ronstadt, a lot of people didn't realize that she was actually Chicana. Yeah, did you know that, Russell Sol?
True.
Yeah, Linda
Oh
Ronstadt.
wow.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I didn't know until I dug up, and she has mariachi albums.
Yeah. Another
That's cool.
person that a lot of people don't know that was in Hollywood that was Mexicano was Anthony Quinn. You ever heard of him? passed away already. He was an old actor from back in the days.
It sounds familiar.
Oh, is that right?
Movies back in the days, but he would always play like Italians, and he would play like other roles. But he was a Mexicano.
That's the thing with Hollywood though. Even when Raza gets her foot in the door and they make it mainstream, they try to Europeanize us. They try to make us seem white and come off as white and this and that.
They always do that shit.
They always do that. Yeah.
Right.
They kind of did that with Ricardo Montalban, didn't they? You remember him from Fantasy Island?
No.
That was Welcome to Fantasy Island. Remember that guy? He was an old school actor from back in the day. You know who I'm talking about, right? He was from Mexico, bro, but he made a lot of movies and TV shows in the United States too. He was a Mexican that crossed over into the United States for sure. And I don't think he sold that much either.
What are some of the biggest mainstream broadcasting stations that are out there that are for Raza audience? I know K-Mex is one of them, but they don't really. I don't think it's owned by Raza, right?
K-Mex,
Televisión, Canal 52.
We don't have that out here.
Univision, Telemundo.
All that.
I think those are Mexican owned. Maybe, I don't know. It's a good question.
But if we look at them and the content they put out, it's all entertainment. And they don't really talk about they don't talk about the reality and the struggle of the gente and the raza. They just keep people busy and entertained.
Yeah, you're talking about like Jorge Ramos and all those guys.
Yeah, Jorge Ramos and what's that guy's name? Don Francisco. I don't know. He's Spanish and all.
He's not Mexican though. He's from Chile.
Is he from Chile? What about that guy?
Yeah, I think
Jose Luis.
Which one?
That Jose. I would think it was like the Mexican Jerry Springer.
I don't remember him, bro. No me acuerdo.
Yeah,
I know who he's talking about. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. He knows.
They chunk him on there. Yeah, they chunk him, but
Jose Luis. I remember that show. I think he was Mexican.
They chunked him harder than Jerry Springer, though.
Yeah, for real. You see, and that's the kind of thing that's how tuned in to see. They tuned in to see the drama.
On there fighting and shit.
Yeah,
like ratchet girls.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
It's like that was the name of that show. I feel what happens is that a lot of the times, and this happens in the English media too, but definitely in the Spanish media, is that we're only depicted, as far as our issues are concerned, we're only depicted as as immigrants and immigrant rights, and those things are important. Those are definitely important. But if you look at the raw data, right? Because there was this great organization, national organization that did some studies and stuff. They found that the two largest places where we have police brutality and people getting killed by cops the most are in the states of California and Texas. In California and Texas, we're the largest non-white ethnic group. In those two same states, we are also the largest number to get killed by cops. In those two same states, we have the largest numbers in the prison system. You know what I'm saying?
That's unfortunate.
In those two same states, in the two same states, we are the largest exploited working class people. And how come nobody is talking about any of those things? If we're getting shot by the cops at the numbers that the data has already shown itself, how come no one's talking about it? If we're in prisons in mass, then how comes no one's talking about it? You know what I'm saying? And it's like all those issues are constantly being ignored, and the only one that they put up there is to remind us that we are just guests.
Yeah,
we're immigrants. We don't belong here, and maybe one day, hopefully, if we work hard enough, we'll all be have citizen status and not worry about it. You know what I mean? And that's what I tend to see a lot.
We're the people that have been in both of those states since fucking for years.
Yeah.
Before there was even Anglos here.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right.
Marie and Cheeks was another one who crossed over into mainstream. What do you think? Cheeks and Chong?
Yeah, I think he's more of an art
Yeah.
person, and he does identify as a Chicano. I think he's always identified as a Chicano.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's pretty badass for sure.
Yeah, he used to do that show in the Bay Area, Nash Bridges. Remember that? In San Francisco, where he was a cop.
I don't remember that.
That was in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
I like Cheech. I like Cheech because he keeps it real, but he does it in such a way that he can entertain you, but at the same time educate you.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, he's a smart dude, bro. He's not a pendejo. He's pretty smart. You know, that whole character of the Cheeks character, you know, that's just comedy, but he's actually a very smart dude.
Yeah, he is, you know.
What did you guys think about the
Yeah,
first real Latino who came on TV many years ago, bro, who was the first one to really break through the mainstream? Not necessarily being 100% of a stereotype, but that was Desi Arnaz, who played I Love Lucy. Do you guys know much about him? He was a Cubano.
Well, that's what I was about to say, Ricky Ricardo,
yeah.
I was going to say
Ricky
Mario
Ricardo,
Lopez.
Right?
Mario Lopez ass.
That's another one.
Pretty boy
that's
ass.
another one. Yeah, shout out Mario Lopez.
Ricardo, you know, but Desi Arnaz,
he's up there.
Or Ricky Ricardo, he was really the first one not only to break through on TV, but he also was one of the first ones to really popularize Latin music in the United States, because he's the one that brought a lot of the mambo and Cuban stuff from Cuba, Afro-Cuban stuff that, you know, a lot of us are familiar with now. It even inspired people like Santana and them as well, you know. But yeah, what's your take on him?
It's a trip. I don't understand how he came up. How did he come up? What's his story?
I think he was an immigrant.
I want to know that dude's story. What's his story? How did he come up? You know?
Who, Ricky Ricardo?
Yeah.
I think he was an immigrant from Cuba, and I think he lived in Florida, I think. And he was a musician down there, and then I think he moved to New York and was performing out there, and he got kind of discovered, and he started recording, and I guess he married Lucille Ball. Was that a real name? Lucille Ball? I can't remember if that was a real name. But he married her, and then they made that show, I Love Lucy. Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
Because that was a hit.
I never really watched that show. I gotta be honest. I never really watched that show.
I mean, that's the thing. Imagine in the 1950s.
I think we're probably older than you.
Yeah. I mean, that
it
show
used
was
to come on out this way on Coffee TV 20. You remember that?
Yeah,
Jose?
yeah.
Coffee TV 20?
Yeah, they used to Yeah, they used to play it on Channel 2 also on KQ2 when I was a little kid. But, you know, that's a big step, bro, that they having a show with a immigrant from Latin America married to a white lady in the 1950s when shit used to be fucking racist. And he wasn't necessarily a stereotype. He actually was like a household man. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, and like he would speak, like he would get mad. He would like start talking shit in Spanish, like a lot of our parents do. At least my parents would. It was just kind of funny. It was relatable to a degree. Like I remember one. He told Lucy was gonna sell a washing machine to a neighbor, and then he told him in Spanish, mi abuela decía que no hagas negocios con amigos o parientes, meaning don't make my grandma used to say don't make business with neighbors or with friends or relatives, but he told her in Spanish, and she was like, wow, your grandma said that, and she didn't understand what the fuck he was saying. It was just funny shit like that, bro. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a sitcom? Have you ever seen a sitcom? I accidentally stumbled on it. I think it was on cable TV. Latinos USA.
Nah.
Sounds familiar. Sounds familiar.
Nah, have you
It
ever
was
heard?
like one of the it was the best Chicano sitcom that wasn't Chicano. It was like Puerto Rican, but they would speak in Spanish sometimes. They speak in English. They talk about our issues. It was like if you weren't one of us, you didn't know what the fuck was going on. You know what I'm saying? It was hella funny. A really good sitcom.
What year was that from?
I want to say it was like a 70s show.
I heard of
It was
another
a
show
70s sitcom.
I heard of a 70s show called Chico and the Man. You ever heard of that show with Freddie Prinze?
No, I don't
He
think I've
was
seen
a
that
Puerto
one.
Rican dude. Yeah, that's another show that was about Chicanos.
Yeah, look it up online. It's called the Latinos USA sitcom, and it'll
Okay.
pop up. The shows are hella funny, and it's like it was really authentic as far as the experience that we have here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was really authentic.
I'll look it up.
Mhm.
Also,
Yeah.
another thing I was gonna mention, a show that we probably grew up watching, bro. Sesame Street had a lot of Latino characters in it, bro. Maria and
Oh
Luis
yeah.
and a few others, bro.
That's right.
there was-
That's right.
yeah.
I remember that. Yeah,
Maria
that was
Puerto
cool. I
Rican,
like that.
and Luis was Mexican,
Yeah.
for sure. And that was dope.
Okay,
like
I didn't
having
know
that
that.
show when I was a little kid, they had raza in it, bro.
I don't know. I think we have to
Wow.
read between the lines. I think they just put us on there so they would seem like they weren't racist. You know, a lot of these
Yeah.
companies do that. Just they bring one or two in just to showcase, you know, that they have diversity.
Yeah. I mean, but that's a big step even back then, bro. They don't
For
even
sure,
do that
yeah.
now. That's the thing. They don't even do that now, bro. so
You know what? Going back to our point about Armando's point about building our own house. If you notice, like during the 70s, there was like a peak, a small moment of Chicanos in media, but it was really built by, I think, Louise Valdez and stuff like that in Lowrider magazine, where they created their own platforms and pushed themselves up, where all of a sudden, you know, you started seeing you know, it was like back to back, Stand and Deliver, Zootsu, La Bamba. There was a couple others, and they were tasteful. You know, there were tasteful movies and stuff.
Where's Louise Valdez and the whole Lowrider magazine culture from? Where did it start, bro? Let them know.
He's from
Louise Valdez.
Didn't he grow up in
Louise
San Jose?
Valdez. Yeah, Louise Valdez is from Eastside San Jose. Yeah, he went to Andrew Hill High School.
And Lowrider magazine is from San Jose too.
Yeah, Lowrider magazine's from San Jose. Sonny Madrid helped make that happen for sure. Luis Valdez is interesting because he started doing Chicano theater for the farm workers, and then later he went up and started producing movies. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that he grew up in San Francisco. Also, that one actress that played, in San Jose, I'm sorry. The actress, I think isn't her name Rosana de Soto? I think that's her name. The one that played Richie Valens' mom in La Bamba. She's from San Jose too.
Oh wow!
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Yeah,
Bay Area too. Yeah.
I recently visited that little town where La Bamba was filmed. I think it was called Hollister, California. It's up north.
Yeah, that's by San Jose.
Yeah. Police. Yeah.
I've never been there, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. I've never been to Hollister.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's a small town. It's like one of those small towns.
Yeah, it's a small town. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Benjamin Brad. Okay, yeah, Benjamin Brad. He's from the Mission District from San Francisco. He broke through the mainstream. He's actually Peruvian. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Paco Aguilar. Yeah, he's from the Bay, bro. He's from San Francisco, from the Mission. I actually met him and his brother in the Mission District, and Jesse Borrego, back in the days, a long time ago. But yeah, those fools are from the Bay, bro. Not Jesse Borrego, but the Brats. They're Peruvian. Actually, Benjamin Brad's mom was part of the takeover of Alcatraz in the 1960s when the Native Americans took over Alcatraz.
Oh, Zara, I'm just connecting my charger real quick.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm gonna ask everybody out there if you want to make any donations to Oakland Latinos United. I'm gonna put a link to my Cash App. Any donations you want to give to the channel, please help me out. Help a brother out. Support local Chicano YouTubers. If you want to give a donation, I'm gonna leave a link to my Cash App. Any little donations y'all want to give, I'm bringing you good content, bringing good topics. things that nobody else is gonna bring you out here, bro. And that's what I'm bringing you guys. So if you guys want to support, donate, there's the Cash App right there. Don't be afraid to donate $20, $100, $200, whatever you want to give, even a motherfucking dollar. It's all good. It'll all be taken in support for sure.
You better tap in, man. Shit. Everybody talking about building our own house and shit. You could help the homie build a house. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You know, let's do this. Drop some petty. Yeah, hell yeah.
Help out. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. But I'm gonna cut this live in a little bit. But let's go freestyle. Anything you guys want to bring up? We already talked about this for about an hour, bro. Anything you guys want to bring up? Anything other than what we talked about? You guys want to bring up any topics we could talk about for a little bit?
Damn, where to start? I have so many. Damn. There's this book I'm going through. It's called Jews and Muslims in British Colonial America, and it talks about how the Pilgrims were Jewish.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard about the Spaniards that were Jewish that went to New Mexico and Monterrey.
So a lot of these Presbyterians and these Quakers and these Pilgrims, those were all terms they used to deter persecution and all that.
Yeah.
Just like the Marranos in Spain.
The Marranos,
right?
yeah.
So these basically it's the same thing with the Quakers and all that.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're Jews?
I mean, yeah.
So are they like Jewish Christians or something?
Yeah, they're like Jewish Christians. Yeah, Jewish Presbyterians. Jews. Yeah, they're crypto Jews, basically.
Yeah, a lot of those went to Mexico too.
I didn't know that.
Colombia. A lot of those, there were the Spanish Jews that were persecuted. They went to like New Mexico, to Monterrey, to the northern part of Mexico, and a lot of them went to like Medellin in Colombia, and they became Christians. They hid a lot of their culture, bro, but they practiced a lot of Judaism on the underground. I don't know. A lot of people don't know about that.
Wow.
We might even have Jewish blood in us. We never know. Who knows, bro?
Yeah, I was reading this other article that was written.
You kind of look like Jesus, man.
They were called conversos or marranos, but the real name for them were Sephardic Jews or Sephardis.
Yeah, Sephardic crypto Jews.
Yeah.
And I was reading this article about when Hernan Cortez came to the Americas and was conversing with Moctezuma and all that. A lot of the things that the Spanish wrote, they say that they saw mosques everywhere in Tenochtitlan. They saw thousands of mosques. And a lot of the headdresses that they wore were similar to those worn by Muslims in other parts of the world at that time.
That's interesting. And then you got to remember, a lot of the Spaniards, they were just coming from being ruled by the Muslims for 500 years.
Yeah, and it's funny because if you think
Probably
about
why
it,
they had that interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny. This article also talked about how when the Spanish came, they started renaming a lot of these little cities in Mexico. But trip out on this, like that name Guadalajara is actually Arabic.
Yeah.
So a lot of these terms that we think are Spanish are not Spanish; they're actually Arabic.
Like
trip out on that.
Anything with El and Al is Arabic.
Yeah, anything with El and Al is like a Moorish or it's Arabic. Yeah.
Like alcalde, that's mayor.
What do you mean by that? What is that?
Anything with an
Like
El
what
or
words?
an Al originated from the Moors that were in Spain.
What words exactly?
Like alcalde, that's a perfect word. That means mayor. Like every time we say El Cerrito or El anything with El, bro, it means that's an Arabic thing. El. Azúcar as well, yeah, sugar, azúcar. A lot of words, bro, originated from the Arabs, bro. Al carbón, like when we say al carbón.
Yeah, al carbón.
Because they were there in Spain for like how many years? 400 years or something like that? 200 years?
Yeah, they ruled from 711 to 1492. So for a long time. Trip out on that. That's why when I see 7-Elevens, the store 7-Eleven, and when you see somebody in there with a turban, Check out on that.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. 7-Eleven. I never made that
Funny.
reference. Oh, damn, you just blew my mind with that.
Yeah, me neither.
That's gonna help me remember. Now I'm gonna remember.
That's crazy. Yeah, man.
Damn.
Yeah,
So like, man, the more it's fucked up then, because once they let loose and shit, the Spaniards went ahead and fucking try to hog up all of Latin America for themselves, fucking bastards. Oh
Yeah,
wow, that's crazy.
basically the Spanish, they were biting the hand that was feeding them. So they basically learned everything from the Moors, and then once they figured all that out, they used it against them and try to conquer all of it and colonize the rest of the world.
Yeah. Hey, weren't the Sicilians part Moorish too?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, all those Europe was never a white nation. You know, Europe used to be brown everywhere, all over the continents, all over the world. It was brown everywhere you went.
Yeah. Because look, I heard the word mafia originated from the Moors. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure
More
about
mafia, homie.
Yeah, that's
that. More mafia.
That's true though.
The more mafia.
Yeah. You're talking about Spanish Jews.
That's
No,
a
it's
new one.
Sephardic. You're right. A lot of Rasta in the South would have some Jewish blood in them. Language, not Ladino. Yeah, the Ladinos, exactly. Yeah, man. But yeah, anything going out in San Jose, bro? You want to talk about Rest of the Soul? Anything you're coming out? Any projects or anything you're coming out with?
No. The only thing as of recent is the new Baby Cuffs record. How could I right all my wrongs? We were able to sell out within 72 hours, 500 records, but they'll be in stores. There's still copies in stores out there. I can't name any, but you could probably hit up your local record shop and they might have it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You could definitely follow me, Raza del Sol, on Instagram. Check it out, and check out everybody's shit though. Baby Cups, Lugnut Brand, everyone from even Southern California, IMG, Noriega, Sola, it's a really big and beautiful scene that I think is flourishing and blowing up right now. And I think we need to support it too, man, because it's for the first time in our history, really. It's like, we as a raza could be ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We could be the businessman, businesswoman, the market, and the face, and that's really rare. You know what I mean? So, it's a beautiful time for sure.
He wasn't.
Yeah. One guy I really like. His name is David Gonzalez, and he's a cartoonist. He's the one that he's the creator of Homies. I don't know if you guys heard of him.
Oh yeah, he's from Richmond. Oh, he's from the Bay Area.
I think we need to tap in with him. We need to tap in with him. I think he should have his own cartoon already by now.
Yeah, I can see.
He's been struggling to do that. He's been wanting to do that for a minute. Yeah,
he started in Richmond, bro. Drawing in Richmond years ago in the 80s, bro. He's an old dude. I met his brother, bro. His brother is a priest, believe it or not, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Very talented though. That's a talented dude right there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And he has longevity. There's very few individuals that have had those decades.
Yeah, for sure.
He's had longevity.
Bay Area too.
For sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I'm telling you, I know a lot of us on the Bay Area, though. We put a lot of work too, bro, and we don't get our credit out here as well.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that. I'm starting to notice that a little more,
That's why Oakland Latinos United exists, because it's like a vehicle to teach people about raza in the Bay Area, bro.
Yeah, I can see how it all spread it out from there, and it moved down south and up north and all that.
Yeah, because we don't get our credit where credit is due, bro. Like Lowrider Magazine started in San Jose, bro. The whole Chicano sound started in San Francisco, bro, and in Oakland. And no one talks about these things, bro.
Yeah. I think it's just, what I've sort of researched and studied is that we didn't start these things. We were just very innovative. We had a different perspective, a different outlook on how to do these things. Kind of like E40, you know what I mean? How he's been able to make it independently. And I think there's like a spirit of independence here because, we don't have like Hollywood and all. We don't have a culture of entertainment, so we kind of we're forced. But we have the numbers, right? We're a pretty big metropolis. Oakland, San Jose, Frisco, and so, but it kind of forces us to kind of rely on ourselves and be innovative. You know what I mean?
Someone said you guys are more eclectic and cultural than SoCal. What do you think?
Shit, I'm from SoCal, man. I'm born and raised South Central. What are you talking about?
No. Someone in the comments said you guys are more. He's talking about Bay Area Chicanos. He said you guys are more eclectic and cultured.
Oh, okay. I understand. I understand now. Okay, yeah.
I'm asking.
You know what? That's actually true, because I was looking the other day. I didn't discover this till hella years later, but you're talking about these groups, right? Santana and Malo. But if you look at those groups, if you really pay attention, you read the credits. You had black people in there, you had white people, you had Chicanos, you had other Latinos from Central and South America. And so it was a very big mix already. And you can hear that in the music. It's all over the place.
Oh, go ahead, my bad.
Go ahead. No,
go ahead, man. I was gonna tell you, the Bay Area, unlike LA, bro, we have actually a longer history of other Latinos being here than anywhere else in California, bro. Like Salvadorians and Nicaraguenses and Puerto Ricans and Hondurans, they were already Colombians, they were already here, even Chileans too. They were already here in the Bay Area going back to the gold rush, bro. You know what I mean? And they mixed with the Mexicanos and kind of formed the Chicano culture that's mixed with that as well, bro. And that has a long history, bro. In LA, it was mostly Mexicano centered. Now, not anymore. Obviously, Armando will probably confirm that LA is fucking mixed with Latinos from everywhere now.
Yeah, for sure.
At one point, that wasn't the case. The Bay Area was really mixed with Latinos from all over. Like my dad was from El Salvador, and he came here in the 60s when Salvadorians weren't really coming to California yet. But in the Bay Area, there was already a Salvadorian community.
I think it was kind of like the hippie shit in the civil rights movement, you know what I mean? That kind of helped the diversity here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because all that free spirit shit, you know what I'm saying? That, we're there's more openness to diversity. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, somebody say you guys have kind of a New York City vibe, more shoulder rubbing, different kinds of people in a condensed area. Unlike SoCal, we have a lot of spaces and we're spread out. That's kind of true in a way, at least in the East Bay and San Francisco. I could see that we're more kind of close together.
I don't know. I have a different perspective.
San Jose's very spread out,
Yeah. What were you saying, Armando?
I think we're like a bunch of fucking sardines out here in fucking South LA over here. It's too many people. There's not enough space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, same out here, bro. Bro, if you come to Oakland or San Francisco or like Berkeley in these areas, they're really all condensed in one little area, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Movimiento Hispano, the Chilenos, they've been in California for years, bro, going back to the gold rush. That's true. I still have Chileno friends here in the Bay Area. I have a lot of them, actually. I was hanging out with one today from Chile. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's kind of interesting. And you said that is Frisco is probably the closest thing on the West Coast that there is to New York City. San Francisco, that's a real city. It's like you got these big towers and it's always busy. No one ever sleeps. There's always something cracking. You know what I'm saying? Very urban.
Racks in New York. You ever seen the racks from there? They're like the size of little puppies, bro. I swear to God, I'm not even lying to you, bro.
Wow.
You'll be walking down like Union Square, bro. And you'll see a big ass rat run right by you, and they won't even be scared of you, bro. They're not even scared of humans.
I think those are called tacuaches, dog. Those are called tacuaches.
No, that shit was a fucking rat,
possums.
I swear to God, bro.
They're tacuaches,
big ass rats in San Francisco, bro.
They got them in Frisco too?
A lot, bro. In Oakland too, bro. But in Frisco, they got a lot, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, growing up,
they must have migrated.
We used to see rats running around, bro.
Wow.
That fool says New York City has a sense of BART like the subway in New York. I got, you know what? I told somebody that one time. In a way,
That's right.
Bay Area people, we are kind of like New Yorkers because we're very proud of where we're from, and we'll tell you where we're from really quickly. You know, we're not afraid to tell you, yeah, motherfucker, I'm from the Bay, I'm from Oakland or San Jose or wherever, San Francisco or Richmond.
Yeah.
You know, we're quick to tell you where we're from. It's almost like we're Bay Area first and California kind of second.
Yeah.
We're very nationalistic at our area. Like me personally, bro, I love being from the Bay Area, bro. I'm like proud to be from here, bro. I look at the name of my channel, Oakland Latinos United. It's like I'm really proud to be from. I'm not afraid to let people know.
I guess I'm proud of being from California. California is a
Yeah.
beautiful state.
Yeah.
Califas, yeah, for sure. Oh, I gotta put Califas up on there on the map. You know,
LA, bro. I'm not knocking LA, bro. It's like LA is all love, bro. It's, you know, I'm not on no north and south trip. It's just like you know, I'm be proud to be from LA, from SoCal as well. There's nothing wrong with that.
I guess. I don't know. LA is grimy. I never liked LA. It's too many people here.
Really?
Lot of opportunity, but too many people. Yeah. I'm a straight up hippie, bro. I love fucking trees and the fucking mountains and shit, not fucking buildings and skyscrapers.
If you're a hippie, bro, you would love Northern California, like Humboldt County and Arcadia.
Yeah. I've been all up there. I've been Weed, California. I've been to Oregon.
Frisco.
Yeah.
Hella hippies out there.
I've been all up there, bro. It's crazy though, because it was a culture shock because you see a lot of white folks with dreadlocks and they're like barefoot and shit, walking everywhere.
Hey, bro, them trees in Humboldt, bro, they're fucking beautiful though, bro. The redwoods.
Oh yeah, the redwoods is amazing. It's beautiful.
Bro,
I want to go out there.
Redwood forest, bro. And I meditated for like an hour. I came like a different man out of there, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like the smell of the trees of the forest, bro, it does something to you. I'm not even lying.
It's therapeutic.
It's not to sound like some weird hippie. It's like, it's true, bro. It's kind of true in a way.
Yeah. Also, there's the Mystic Woods. It's by Crescent City. That's like bordering California.
Oh, that's up more. Yeah, that's up more. North. Yeah.
It's by like Eureka and like Trinity County.
Hell no, Cepeda. There ain't no more There are no more hippies in Berkeley. There's hella hipsters there now, bro. It's like the same there.
Oh, it's not the same, huh, man?
Nah, hell no. There was hippies. There were probably the last hippies in Berkeley were probably in the mid '90s, bro. The last time you really seen any real hippies in Berkeley.
Hey, where do these hipsters come from? Where did all that come from? What is that about?
I don't even know.
It was a lot of people that came from a lot of them came from the Midwest, I noticed, bro. There were like a lot of weddles that came here from the Midwest and chipsters too. That came from SoCal and from other areas.
Where did all that stuff come from? That was a big surprise for me. You know?
Yeah,
that's why I didn't like that gentrified, gentrified. Like that, man, we got more shit to talk about than some chipsters gentrifying our city. Like, man, change the channel. You know what I mean? With this bullshit, you know.
I mean, the show did show some things that I could relate to here in the Bay Area, but it's like to me, my point wasn't really with the show. It was the cancellation of the show and why shows about Raza in general, you know, get canceled and don't give their fair share like other shows. And why isn't there more representation of Raza in the media?
Right.
Somebody said they ruin our state and we get the blame. I heard that. Yeah, man. But yeah, guys, well, I'm about to get off now, bro. I've been on here for like an hour. It was good talking to you guys. Hey, Raza Sol, tap in more often when I do these lives, bro. You can come and talk
yeah, definitely. I've been subscribed and I got the bell on and everything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Armando Reyes, he's been supporting for a long time too, bro. So thanks for coming on today. Yeah. Thank God we didn't have no haters and no yeah, exactly. Someone said Narcos don't get canceled. That's interesting how that don't get canceled.
Of course not. I mean, it puts people in prisons. You know, it gives money to people who own private prisons. You know, if it's making money for them, they don't care. They push it forward.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey guys, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna X you guys out of here. But thanks for coming on and being part of this panel. Hopefully, how'd you guys like today's live?
It was great. I think we should have more like these.
Cool.
You know, have more like these conversations.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know me. I like to
Yeah,
get deep.
appreciate your
So,
tiempo. I appreciate it, eh? Yeah.
yeah, no problem.
Gracias.
Gracias for coming on, Russell. So I told you when I seen you at the mall in San Jose that we do something together for sure.
Yeah. We still got to do that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Hey, next time I'm in San Jose, I'm gonna hit you up though. Let's hang out.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I haven't been out there.
Hit me up, man. You got my number. Just give me a call. I'm horrible at the text messages, so if you're gonna get at me, give me a call, and it's all good. You know, we'll kick it.
Órale pues, bro. I'm gonna X you guys out of here.
All right.
It's not to be a dick, but I'm about to get off. But or you guys can X yourself out if you want.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on here.
I appreciate you. Buenas noches.
Sure.
Gracias.
Buenas noches. Take care. Thank you.
Buenas noches to you too, Armando. Appreciate it.
Órale. Hey, Movimiento Hispano, I don't have my channel isn't monetized, so if you want to donate anything, here's my Cash App. Any little thing you want to donate, bro, I just put a link to the Cash App. If you want to donate anything, anybody out there, if you want to donate something, I got the Cash App right there. You guys could donate to my Cash App. Any little donation will be gladly appreciated. Support the cause. You know what I mean? I make great content. I talk about different issues. I do these lives every week. So today we're at Live with Jay number 56. I accidentally put number 55, but this is actually Live with Jay number 56, episode 56. Yeah, I've been trying to get. I got a lot of subs and I got a lot of views, and I've tried to monetize it, bro. I'm gonna try it again, but once again, like I said, if you want to donate, there's my Cash App. Donate, but this is Live with Jay number 56, not 55, 56. You know, leave a comment, share this video, let people know about my channel, tell people to subscribe, tell people to watch my videos, tell them to share my videos. You know, tell them about this crazy Chicano from Oakland, from the Bay Area, named Jose. Live with Jay, Oakland Latinos United, does all this content, and you feel me? Keep tapping in. Once again, this Jose, stay Chicano, stay brown, never be ashamed of what you are. You know, always stand tall, be brown and proud, and if they don't respect you, be smart when you put them in check, because when you're ignorant, you get treated that way, and when they throw you in jail, you got nothing to say. Where's that from? Can you tell me? But yeah, man, what's my next topic? I'm not sure. I'll think about it. I know I wanted to talk about black and brown unity and what that means in the future, so maybe that might be one topic I might talk about soon. But yeah, man, yeah, thanks Armando Reyes for sure. But that would be a topic I really would want to talk about, of what that means, and not some, you know, we're gonna hold hands and play kumbaya, black and brown unity type of thing. A real discussion of what that probably means. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, just keep it safe out there, and like I said, let people know about my channel, tell them to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Órale pues, be safe.